welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Rukky. If this is your first time, welcome. And if this is not your first time, I'm still happy that you're coming back again. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. As you can see, I do have a bit of hyperpigmentation and dark spots, and today we're going to be fixing all of that. First things first, skin prep is very important. I take a wipe and I wipe off all the excess oils on my face. Then I go in with Aquaphor to moisturize my lips. Your lips have to stay moisturized 24/7, and it makes your lip combo look way better. I tend to start my makeup with my eyebrows, so that's what I'm going to be doing first. I tend to do my eyebrows before I even go ahead and do my primer or anything else. Now, my brows are very sparse, as you can see. My two favorite brow products are from NYX. This little micro pencil, it is very precise, it's very thin, so it helps with thinner strokes. Now, I use an eyebrow pencil from Ruby Kisses. Make sure to sharpen your pencils. You always want the tip of your pencil to be extremely sharp. It helps make like really crisp lines. Just make sure everything is neat, no like smudging, because the pencil is really sharp. You want to go in and make an outline of your brow. I do have a eyebrow tutorial on my channel up there. Click that link if you want a full-on detailed eyebrow tutorial. Go watch that. Now you can see the base for my eyebrows are kind of done, so I will go in with this professional pen. It's called the NYX Lift and Snatch, and when I say I cannot do my brows without this pen, this is like my magic wand. Like, I love this pen down. It's like a thin marker, but it's very thin, so it helps you make those like brow like strokes on your eyebrows. It's not too thin, it's not too fat, it's not too chunky, it's just the perfect fit. I do use this to fill in my entire brow because I really want it to still look natural. As you can see, guys, I'm working with basically nothing, and if I shade it with a pencil, it would be too shaded in. I do use a pencil, but here's where the pencil comes in. After I've, done my tiny strokes, I go in with the pencil just to fill out the ends. I kind of leave the front part to still be sparse. I love me a Rare Beauty concealer, but I would recommend, if you're a beginner and you're trying to do your eyebrows, I wouldn't recommend that you start with a concealer like the Rare Beauty one because it's lighter. It's more like liquidy. So what happens is it moves easily. So if you're not really strong-handed when it comes to, cleaning up your brows, I would advise you go for a putty type of concealer base that's like a thicker putty type concealer base. And now I'm all done. I clean out the bottom, clean out the top. Take your time. I try to record the blending in real time so you see like it's not just 1, 2, 3 steps and you're done. Now we go in with the skin prep. I love this. It's almost like a moisturizer primer base. It's very moisturizing. I love it. It doesn't break me out. My makeup is still fabulous and it keeps me hydrated. Just make sure to lock in all that moisture. For primers, I've been loving this e.l.f. primer, the red one specifically. I have used the green one in the past, the Hydro Grip one, but this little red one, I got in a tester size, and so far so good. I've been loving it. You want to go in with an even amount of primer on your face because, again, you want your makeup to last all day. At least you don't want the oils like from your skin, if you have oily skin, seeping through and making your face just look greasy, especially if you want to go for a matte finish. And even if you want to go for a glowy finish, you don't want the glow to be way too much. I take this brush from Real Techniques just to even everything out. Sometimes I will use my hands if need be. For foundation, I tend to mix this Rare Beauty foundation with a Rare Beauty concealer just to get the perfect shade. And I just do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and mix it up evenly with a brush. After that, I will color check with my skin to make sure it's the perfect match. As you can see, guys, it is the perfect match. My skin undertone is kind of like reddish, peachy type of vibe. So yes, it might look a little bit too light. By the time I blend it out, it will be perfect. And again, don't be afraid if your concealer is a tad bit too light, because you can always fix that with my contour and all this other great stuff. So I always spray my brush with Urban Decay setting spray because I feel like it just sets my foundation in better. And one thing about me, I love to set as I go. I just love how this foundation blends well into my skin and how it matches my skin very well. It hides that whole like redness because my skin can be very red at times. So I blend this so I can blend no more. Do not rush the process. Take your time. For contour, I've been loving this Fenty Beauty contour stick. It's not too harsh. It doesn't have that grayish undertone. I am looking for something a bit more like bronzier. right? So like for now, this can work, especially if you're a beginner and you're not really good at contour or contouring your face. Start with this and don't get a contour stick that's too dark compared to your skin tone. I do prefer to use an actual contour brush for my contour. So I take it across the bridge of my nose and I do connect it to my eyelid as well. So you don't have that like awkward lines on your nose that just seem to just be sitting on your nose. We don't know where they came from. They're just there. I blend that into the crease of my eye. And again, like I don't really play around with a lot of eyeshadow, so I usually do just, a brown look on my eye. And helping it to come out really nice, you have to blend that out to your eyelids. Don't leave the lines just on your nose. Now I go around the perimeter of my face. I go around my forehead. I do have a big forehead, so I do like to have my forehead contoured and bronzy just to make it appear a tad bit smaller and just make sure there's symmetry. Everything looks nice. I go in on my cheeks, and this step I kind of somehow underpaint because I will still go over it with blush and concealer and all that stuff. I contour the bottom of my chin. Again, all of this is to give that snatched look. Always make sure to blend so you can blend no more. Again, you never want those random harsh lines on your face. So I almost try to blend out in real time so you guys can see what I get up to. This is my favorite blush. It has this really peachy look. It's not too red, it's not too pink, it's not too orange. It really gives the perfect blush for my skin tone. And with this, you can use like a little bit because a little bit goes a long way. But because it almost really does match my skin, I'm able to build on it as I go. A key to the perfect makeup look is blending. You guys don't just put it on and tap, tap, tap and let it go. Make sure you blend till everything looks seamless, until you can't see like where whatever product you put starts and where it ends. When it looks like it's part of your skin, like everything is just blended nicely, that's where you know to stop. I go in with another Rare Beauty blush. This one is more red, as you can see. Again, I just wanted to do like a high blush look, a really blushy look. But usually these days I will go in with only that first blush and leave it at that. If you're really a beginner, you don't know how to mix different blushes, I recommend you start with a blush that's closer to your skin tone. It is not too crazy, it's not too bright. Again, like I don't love the brightest blushes, so that's what I do. I also make sure to blend this, and I kind of take it under my eye as well, so I don't just leave it under my cheeks. Now is my favorite part, concealer. I've been trying out this L'Oreal concealer, and I can't lie, I've been loving it. It looks really good, and it finishes really well. It's not too light. It's actually a bit thicker than the Rare Beauty one. Again, I go in and I set as I go, and that helps my makeup stay in place all day. Now, I did let this sit for a few minutes. I know you don't see that, but I let it sit for like 2 minutes just to make sure everything was dry. And then I go ahead to blend it out. Now, I also blend a little bit of this out over my blush, so it's still like seamless. And again, if you feel like your blush is disappearing, you can always go in and add some more blush. Do not be scared. Do not be afraid. This is just my beginner concealer. I am blending out in real time so you guys see like there is no rush to this. Don't blend out too much because then all your concealer is going to disappear. Take your time, and I'm going to let you guys enjoy the whole blending process. concealer, which is a tad bit lighter than the L'Oreal. I don't put this one on my T-zone or the bottom of my chin. I just put the inner corners of my eyes, and I really do this to make my look a little bit brighter on the inside. And again, the whole blending process repeats itself. Just to make sure everything is looking good, I will go back with my contour brush. This time I'm not really going to go with actual product. I'm just going to use the leftover product that is on the brush and go across the bridge of my nose again, just because, you know, that whole concealer blending might have messed up a bit of my contour. So I'm just going there to reiterate my contour on my nose, my eyelids, the perimeter of my face, just anywhere that I feel really needs that like bronze look, and also to kind of marry the blush, the bronzer, and the two different shades of contour together. I will go in with my contour brush over it. But last but not least, I will go in with my actual foundation brush to blend everything, and I'm not really tapping it hard. Like, I'm just doing like light taps. It might look hard because of the recoil of my skin, but my skin is just very moisturized, and I'm just going to do light taps just to make sure everything blends nicely. Once again, I will go in with my Urban Decay setting spray. I love that spray through and through. Now is the setting time. Now we're going to set under our eyes. I usually use a powder puff, and I'll dab a little bit out of the back of my hand just because I just don't want it to look too cakey, because if you just tap it on and you press it underneath and you're a beginner, it might come out really cakey. As you can see, this is a flawless under eye. This is a flawless finish. I do have a new technique for setting my under eye, so watch out for that as well. As you can see, it just looks flawless. Like, I'm watching this video back and I'm actually so proud. So just keep doing that. Tap, tap, tap. And you like that matte look, keep going for it. Now I just make sure to brush away like excess powder, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, it's set, but it's a little bit too set. So if you ever make that mistake, do not fear, you can just brush it off. Now for our favorite part, blush, blush, blush. I have this pretty pink blush. You can actually use this to set your under eye. It is pink, but it's also a tad bit like translucent. So I usually use this as a base before I go over with my actual blush. Sometimes I will start and end with this. I use this to create a seamless transition between my under eye powder and my blush. So before I actually add on like really pink blush, I will go in with this like translucent one. It just helps with a nicer finish. Now for my entire face, my Maybelline Fit Me powder has never failed me. I love it through and through. I use this for everywhere except where I have concealer and I've set with like, you know, powder. So I use this. It's like my exact skin tone, so I just use this. Blend everywhere. I will also go over it with contour, so don't fear. I just make sure my face is very well saturated with this powder. Turning your brush in this angle just helps everything marry nicely. Now it's time for blush. I'm using this palette blush this time. My brush is from Real Techniques. I tap a little bit and just check. Usually I will spot check at the back of my hand just to make sure it's not too pigmented. I'm using this orange look because I see like a peachy type of undertone to it. And so that was what I was going for. And now I should have just stopped here. If you ask me, honestly, I should have just stopped here, but I kept going because I just get so blush happy and I just keep putting more. And you can say blush blindness, but I think it's super cute sometimes. As you can see, I decided to go with this extremely vibrant red, which if you ask me, I shouldn't have done. When I saw it, I was like, yeah, this might be a bit too pigmented, but let's try it on. As you can see, the one tap and everything is just going insane. If you ever make this mistake and you want to fix it, just get a regular powder brush that has excess powder, for like a powder that fits your skin tone, and tap over it, which is what I did here. You can see it cools down, it calms down, it's not too harsh anymore, and it's blending nicely. There are no like insane harsh lines, so that is what I usually do, and I think you should try that out as well. I will turn the brush with a different angle to kind of fan it out so it blends with my concealer and my powder. Now it's time for bronzer. If you're a beginner, I wouldn't really recommend this exact shade of the NYX bronzer because, as you can see, it is very red. It's more red than it is brown. So I ended up just stopping there, setting everything again with my Urban Decay setting spray. Like I said, I set as I go, going into my eyeshadow with the powder I use in setting my face. Usually I will use the Juvia's Place bronzer, but today I decided to try something different because it's beginner friendly and I just didn't want to do too many things. So you can also use that for your eyeshadow because your under eyes are bright. By the time you put that powder on your eyes, it gives a really nice contrast. Now we're going to go in with this NYX palette. And again, I could have stopped here, but hey, where's the fun in that? I'm using this brush from Real Techniques just to fan everything out, make sure everything is nice and even. I'm really loving this look. Like, I love this eye look. I always love a simple eye look. I'm going for a pink reddish type eyeshadow look, just something to really match my sweater. For mascara, I have two favorite mascaras. I have this blue one by L'Oreal Telescopic, and then the other one I use is the Too Faced Better Than You Know What, and I love that mascara. I love this one for like a wispier type, and this Too Faced one gives more like a clustery type look. I used both of them and I love the look that it gives me. Usually I'll start with the thicker one and end with the lighter one depending on what my look is and depending on what I'm going for. Usually I wear cluster lashes, but I haven't been the luckiest with cluster lashes, so I've been sticking to my mascaras and I absolutely love them. It's nothing crazy, it's just my natural lash with mascara on. Now it's time for my second favorite part, my lip combo. I'm really a creature of habit because I only ever stick to one lip combo, but this time, because I was filming, I said, you know what? Let's play around with something different. This is the Juvia's Place lip liner. I love the formula of this lip liner, and I went with a different MAC lipstick this time, and I think it was a bit too light and too pink. And then I went in with another pink lipstick, which again, I feel like because my eyes are very like pink red, my blush is high and my shirt is high, I wouldn't really try this lip combo again. I usually go for a darker lip, so more of a brown, and this time I was feeling fun, so I did it. What do you guys think? Comment down below. Bye!